York's Country 94.7.
Brooks and Dunn, I'm here with, I have one question for you guys. What is wrong with you?
I know.
You were on Easy Street. Life was so good.
There we were, minding our own business.
Doing whatever you wanted.
I know.
Playing golf,
Yeah.
going to the Virgin Islands, whatever. And then you said, you know what? We want to get out there again.
No,
we didn't
did
say
not.
that.
It's
We did
like
not say
it's
that.
like the mafia.
It is.
You're not walking away from this business. No.
Weren't you famous enough?
No,
You weren't famous enough?
Yeah, they will
Yeah,
drag
wasn't-
you back in, kicking the
None of this was our idea.
It's Luke Combs'
There
fault,
we
right?
were, like you say, minding our own business.
Mm-hmm.
It's really our manager's fault. It's our fault, really, because we really kind of were minding our own business. And I think Reba and Narvel at the time, her manager, talked us into going to Vegas. And, then we started kind of speaking to each other again. And next thing you know, you start doing a couple of dates. There's Super Bowl and there's...
They've been real subtle about it. It's like, what do you think about going over here and doing Vegas? Maybe, for a year or so. We're going on, 5, maybe 6 years now.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you want to do...
Thought it was a gig.
You want to do like a festival or two? Yeah. maybe
Project.
two.
Yeah,
Now
we'll
it's
sing
like-
them again.
And that's
Yeah.
up to like 20-something.
Yeah.
Plus Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, honestly, it's like...
Is that really how it went down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly how it went down. And I'm still probably like you, sitting around going, really?
I know.
We could just be on a boat somewhere.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Reboot album, the collaborations, I did hear that was kind of Luke Combs' fault. Is that accurate?
Luke would show up on award shows wearing an ugly, god-awful Brooks and Dunn merchandise, like the flame hat.
There's plenty of it.
Yeah,
Lots of horns.
yeah, lots
If we
of
didn't do anything else, we wore a lot of ugly shirts and hats.
monster trucks with horns and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he started talking to our manager again, and he just, I guess that was the catalyst that kicked off, or whatever it was that Clarence was thinking. And the next thing you know, we've got a record done with all these cool artists, and it seems to be doing well.
It's been
I will say, we had a lot of fun doing this. It wasn't because, you're sweating songs that you've written, trying to make them hits, especially if they're songs you love and you feel like it, not wanting to screw it up. There's a lot of pressure when you're making records, trying to keep a career going. But we never dreamed we'd be cutting these songs that, God bless the world, were already hits, so that we don't have that kind of pressure. It's just hanging out with some really talented artists and doing them again, So it was, and they're putting their own spin on it. They all stepped up, are really good singers and performers,
That's
so,
what's fun.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really is fun to hear their vision and their reimagination. I imagine as artists that was fun to get too.
We weren't excited about a collaborative record, been there, done that kind of thing. But as it evolved from day one, everyone that walked in the studio and did the songs, we all walked away going, holy cow, man.
Well, my listening experience as a buyer, actually I'm a radio person who purchased it. You're welcome. #1 on iTunes this week.
Thank you
Wow,
much.
thanks.
But I think what's interesting, like the first listen through, you just have these holy crap moments where you're like, wow, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. And then it marinates in and you're thinking, oh, this it's still so true to the original, but it's just a little twist.
Dan Huff was hired to produce and herd the cats, we call it. All the artists coming at him from different angles going, I have this great creative idea. Let's take it this way. And Dan's like, let's just try to keep it in the middle as much as we can and honor whatever that was. And Kix is going to tell you, like John Party, Luke Combs show up and they go, don't change anything. Kacey Musgraves shows up. Well, she's already got her version of a very unique version of Neon Moon. Cody Johnson shows up, and he and Kix are running it down in the studio. There was no pre-planned production, no template for any of that, and they're running it down in the studio. And all of a sudden, we go, "Why don't you just do it acoustically, do it verse, and then get to the chorus at the end? Because the radio format is verse, chorus out." Yeah, and they played with that one and gave it a unique twist. And the cool thing is about it is that all those artists that showed up, they blew me away.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's neat that you said, as you were listening to the track, you're going, oh wow. And for us, because we respected and liked all these artists for what they do, but we had this question mark about what's that going to sound like on these songs of ours and whatever. And that's what we had, those same oh wow moments when Kane Brown starts singing Believe with Ronnie, or even Luke, who we'd heard sing Brand New Man, but not in the studio going toe to toe on with a big band and a new kind of fresh arrangement. It's like, this was really fun for us to shoot some new juice into these songs, and to, the music that we've kind of grown real fond of over the years, having sung it that many times. People ask me about, do you get tired of doing this or that? And every night, even in Vegas or when we're doing our show, honestly, I'll look down at the set list and I'll go, oh yeah, it's just the next song coming up just brings a lot of memories. It just kind of gets in your soul.
Now, Midland song was great too, and you guys were just in town this week, and you got to be on Fallon. Fallon's reaction was amazing. I mean, it was like so genuine and cool. But our mutual friend Lonnie was telling me that you two might be the only dudes in America who can get those hooligans to behave like altar boys. He said when Midland is with you guys, they are so reverent. They're so was not just with them, but did you have trouble every once in a while with like these kids, fangirling kind of a little over, and then you had to like bring it down? Like, no, we're.
I don't think reverent is the right word.
Yeah, maybe that word has never been associated with Midland.
We suggest to him occasionally they might want to put some clothes on, but.
Yeah, listen. The show was not on stage the other night, so they walk off after the performance, right? And we all have our handlers, and they're female. And the first thing Mark does is he walks out in the hall and takes his shirt off, where his suitcase is laying, and stands there with his shirt, and all the girls are just falling over. I'm going, whatever.
Did you get a picture of that? I mean,
somebody
should. You want to see it?
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, ask Melanie out there. She's probably got one.
Melanie dropped her camera 3 or 4 times trying to get it to work. What did you call it, Melanie? Said Mark was gifting us. Yeah. Right? Really?
Thank you, Jesus.
That's a term I've never heard when I take my shirt off. Ever.
So you didn't have too much trouble with the artists being
No,
like,
we enjoyed working with them. They took it real seriously, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, they all did. Cam and Jess and Mark. It was important.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell it wasn't just fun and games for them.
Kacey's song is magical. I mean, I always feel like they're subliminal angels in the background. I saw a tweet that said of the song and the album, Kacey Musgraves' version of Neon Moon could cure cancer.
Oh, Lord. Send it to MD Anderson. I'm up for anything.
I love it. I love it.
The new album is number 1 on iTunes this week. I mentioned that on the albums chart. And I think George is number 2. Dan and Shay.
I sent him a text reminding me of
Reba.
that.
Oh, okay. Because I thought Reba was 4, but I looked at like yesterday.
I sent straight a text.
Did you?
Yeah, with I got the little thing, the picture. And took a screenshot and sent it to him. I said, it's just so cool to see us, where we are right now. And he was down in the right-hand corner. We were up in the left. He fired back. He said, yeah, I'll talk to you later.
But I mean, check that out. You've got Reba, George, you guys, really dominating those top positions. Do you just kind of want to say, suck it, everybody? I mean, is there a little bit of, you've managed to be relevant for 3 generations of people.
It is pretty cool. I'm not inclined to say suck at everybody. but it makes you feel good that to think that the music really is still relevant. Ryan and I've laughed about it. We've talked about it today, but we made such a big mess of so many coliseums, shooting confetti and ourselves out of cannons and dropping balloons and all the crazy stuff we did. And at the time we talked about, we got to be careful not to let all this nonsense that we have so much fun with get in the way of the music. And
we did everything we could to diminish the music, the power of the music.
But nobody's talking about that stuff now. The fact that they're
Yeah.
talking about the music's what makes us feel good.
As cowboys, what's y'all's take on the Nas X song, Old Town Road, and sadly, I know it because I played Red Dead Redemption, the video game with my kid.
What do you mean about take?
Well, a lot of artists have been commenting on it being pulled from the Billboard country chart, and
It's just a song.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't think he's a country artist. I mean, he the 98% of his music is, you know, hardcore hip hop, whatever. So,
Well,
but
if there's any redemption there, it's the fact that they're making an attempt or to tapping into country music. It means someone over there is paying attention.
yeah, but
to what's going
if
on
fans
here.
like it, they like it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about
yeah,
that.
that's fair. I mean, I think that's what people are saying. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
To
Reba
say is
said
it a
something
country
very
song?
similar.
Yeah, to say it's a country song or not, I don't even know what that is anymore, really. Or
It means
honestly
someone's
ever
aware
have.
of what's going on around here.
Well, let's talk about New York country fans, and you know now we have this local morning show, and kind of they have their place. I think coming here for all the years you guys have come here, you know what maybe the rest of the country doesn't know, and I know about the fans here and their passion. And I always say, you know, fans here not only choose it, but they defend it in a way that where we all grew up, it was just part of the soundtrack of our lives.
Well, there's a huge surrounding market here that we played as well. I mean, New York State in general, you could go on and on, Rochester, Albany, Lake Placid. I mean, and then Homedale was probably one of the hottest markets for us our entire career. You know, it was like a guaranteed sellout, swinging from the rafters, rockin'est crowd that we'd ever want to play. So in the city, you know, especially since the awards were here, which Ronnie and I got to host in 06, people were yelling at us on the streets instead of us feeling like, you know, we're supposed to be sitting on a hay bale. You know, it's like, hey, Brooks and Dunn, you guys rock. You know, it's like, hey, you know, this is starting to feel real and feel good. And we love it out here.
They let us play on the top of the marquee at Madison Square while we were here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they really rolled out the red carpet.
We had our Beatles moment, you know, on the roof up there at lunchtime. Didn't make any announcement or anything. Just hauled all our gear up there and cranked it up at lunch when everybody's just out, just looking at us up there, going, "Wow, what are the hillbillies doing now?"
They let us ring the bell at the stock market.
Yeah,
That's great. These are great memories.
Absolutely.
I think that's what the city does a lot. The city and the people from the tri-state. The memories here and the people are so bigger than life.
They are bigger than life. I can remember growing up, you know, obviously in the South and in the West, and thinking, you know, New York City, man, that's another planet. And hear my parents talk about it, and show up here and find out, you know, the people are so warm and friendly. They truly are. You know, they're engaging and they're on the way. It's really cool.
And when y'all come here, is there? I know you get here a lot because you're your daughter, but is there a place you have to go? Is there that? Oh, I'm in New York. I got to get Pizza Suprema. I got to go get this. You know, of Amy's cakes.
Yeah.
We have to have Italian food. Period.
Yeah, we were talking about that. And that's where you can almost look in a window and know how good it's going to be, you know. And I've never had a bad Italian meal here.
Well, the rent's too high. They can't be bad.
No kidding.
It's bad. You're out.
And New York changes like, you know, it morphs all the time too. I mean, there's stuff coming and going, but I'm such a rookie and kind of a history buff, just learning about even, you know, Audubon and Alexander Hamilton and places. I like running up the street and seeing, you know, oh gosh, because it was like kind of rural, you know, at the turn of the century. It wasn't even the biggest city, Philly was, but you know, it was there was a lot of green space, and a lot of people that made our history were living here and had, you know, 100-acre plots and stuff in Manhattan. It's just crazy to think about. So I'm learning every time I come here, I just want to go exploring.
There's so much history.
It is, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and I hadn't seen.
There are a lot of cool underground tours too, of like, you know, at Grand Central Station. I've been wanting to do that. There's so many. I think that the other thing I think about the city is it makes you feel like such a great photographer. because there's just like beauty everywhere,
started.
architecture.
Don't get me started.
Right?
I spent all day yesterday and this morning in the room shooting out at a bunch of stuff. Like we were just in London. You were talking about the tours. Don't let me get too far off track. But it's like I have to go take a camera. I have to be task oriented. My wife's all about history, so she's got like the blue badge. The elite tour guide's taking her through everything. She goes down to Churchill's desk and gets to sit at that, and the cigars and all that. But I got to take pictures of it. And this place is, every time I look somewhere, I'm distracted by the photograph op, just the photo op. It's all
Me
there.
too. I'm definitely like, squirrel. Mom, why are you stopping? I've got to get that little gargoyle, like the unique gargoyle on the building. It's everywhere.
Underground, though, is the one thing I have to have my daughter for. Because, we've just been spoiled in a weird way by having transportation, like you get a car, you get a Tahoe or whatever it is to take around. But it takes forever. And I go with my daughter, we go underground. It's like, well, we'll take the blue over to the red. And the red's out for an hour. That's okay. We'll take the yellow around and we can go hook up with the yellow. Like, God, and then you get down there, and so I'm like, well, okay, I'm just getting on and getting off when you do. But then they start telling you, and it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, well the yellow's closed now, but that's all right. We'll get the red over because they just said that the green will be open in 5 minutes. I was like, what did he? It's worse than it began.
It's true.
How do y'all do it? That is a freak show and a half. And then you get on there and you're like, wow, these are just like, man, look at what she's wearing. It's like, golly, this is awesome, but wow.
There's you should follow people of Penn Station.
Man,
What's the code on personal space here? Like if you go to Tokyo, it's like what, like 3 inches?
yeah, but they won't touch you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk
here
down the
you don't
street
do that,
here,
right?
and you need to block and tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be tough.
And no eye contact.
Penn Station. So I went my first time. I get off a train at Penn Station, and there's a camera waiting for me. And this girl comes up. She goes, and I guess they're doing something because Penn Station apparently is underfunded. They got too many people riding the trains or whatever. She goes, so, sir, so what do you think about Penn Station? I go, it's my first time in there. It's beautiful. I said, it's gorgeous. She goes, well, what do you think about the amount of people here? I go, well, I don't know. Looks like it's pretty well attended. Are we having trouble getting people on the trains? She goes, excuse me, sir, would you come over here? What? I didn't say anything. We got problems with Penn Station?
Well, they're redoing it right now.
Oh, okay.
It's always,
I thought it was beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah,
I think they should have left it alone.
Speaking of history,
Really?
the old Penn Station that they knocked down to put up Madison Square Garden, that was like Grand Central Station, like just an architectural beauty. So let's look that up. Let's do that next time. Get you
Well,
on the
they knocked
subway.
it down.
There's a great history. You can go down.
Underneath it? Mm-hmm. They didn't knock down the underneath?
I think there's still some tunnels.
Okay.
I'll take you in there, and
I'll do
he'll be scared. Brooks and Dunn were never seen again.
I'm scared down here.
All right, I feel like that's what we need to do next time you're in, and hopefully we'll get you back here to
That'd be
perform.
real good.
Wouldn't that be
organic
fun?
way to get to know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
I
Then
like
you can get your badge.
Let's broadcast from down there.
I like it,
All right.
Okay,
it.
There's
That's
your
what it'll sound
morning
like.
show.
Question for you, real quick. What
Yes.
do you have to do to get your official "I'm a New Yorker" like credentials? That's just for you.
I've had one experience this week that I believe christened me. I was so happy sitting on a little bench. It had rained heavily in the morning, and I was talking on the phone, had my feet up on the little fence right by the road.
Yeah.
Big truck comes by,
Yeah.
completely doused in water.
That's it.
That's it. That was like,
You have to
and
get
the guy beside
baptized.
me is like, "Welcome to New York." Yeah. Yeah.
Baptized by the garbage truck. Eh?
And then I did
Splash.
last time I was in my first time here. I was getting on a PATH train. PATH train went from Jersey City to Penn Station, and I really prided myself that I never pushed on these PATH trains. I'm like, I'll wait. Nothing's worth that. I don't have to be on the air for an hour. Never did it. One day, Jersey Transit was really late, and I was already almost not going to make it on the air. So I squeeze in beside a girl. She looked at me and she goes, "Really?"
Really?
I may or may not have used the F word. And I said, "I hope someone really stinky stands beside you now." Then I went into the office and was bragging about it. Like, "I'm such a New Yorker now." And he was like, "You wouldn't even be talking about it if you were a New Yorker."
You have to like be the epitome of assertive.
Yeah. So that's my New Yorker story. Yeah. I love you guys.
Cool. Thanks, Kelly.
Love the album.
You too. Good to see you.
Reboot. Get it now.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's keep it at that #1 spot on iTunes.
I like that.
And beyond.
For years to come.
Right.
Brooks and Dunn. Yeah.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
New York's Country 94.7.